Hey, Bruce, how you doing?
Good, Steve.
I see you guys claimed Tenorti today. Any idea when he'll be available to you guys? And does this serve as any kind of wake-up call for other people?
I don't know when he'll be available. I know he definitely will not be here tomorrow. There's, COVID protocols, et cetera. So we'll probably have a better answer for that down the road. But wake up call, I don't know. I think our depth has been challenged in terms of size, Steve. Lozon, Miller bring a lot of that element. And with them being out, we don't know on Miller, obviously, with Jeremy, it's going to be 4 weeks minimum from his date of injury. So this gives us a different look back there, a little more stout and stiffness. So and it's just a different element of a makeup of a back end. Now, obviously, if we were more efficient back there, rock solid, then I don't know if you do that, right? But at the end of the day, it is a different element to ask some guys to go out and play like the Lozons and the Millers that aren't naturally that way is a little more difficult. Do they have to be tougher in front of their net or harder, I guess? Yes. Do they need to be cleaner with the puck? Yes. And I think that's what they have to focus on, not being something they're not.
And on Miller, have you gotten any word as to whether he's progressing or not, or what?
Not a lot. We're all here. He's back there and he's doing some off-ice stuff and feeling a little better. But until he gets on the ice, like that's just speculation and joins the group, right? So probably say status quo at best. And when we get back into Boston back on the ice Tuesday, obviously have a better answer if he's with us or not.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Dan Roach.
Hey, Bruce. Just a thought on how did Matt look in practice today, and is he a good go for tomorrow?
Grizzly?
Yes, sir.
I don't think he's going to play tomorrow, to be honest with you. We're going to give him another night. Obviously, he'll have to make that decision in the medical staff, but I would say right now doubtful.
And just a thought on what today was like for you. Is it a lot of film? Is it correcting mistakes that way? How much is it on ice with the ability to practice, which you guys haven't had?
Well, it sucks, Dan, when you lose 2 in a row, to be honest with you. That's what it was like for me. But you go back to work, you point out some mistakes, you make adjustments, especially when you play the same team again. I think that can be an advantage. We get a chance to, you sort of lick your wounds, but also know that it's a team that just beat you. So hopefully you should be energized and ready to go again when you get another chance at them, which will be tomorrow. We did do film work with the forwards and the D and the whole team. So you're kind of breaking it down. And then we went on the ice and worked on a few things without overstaying out there. We just played 2 games. We got an afternoon one tomorrow. So you got to balance the fact that you want to get back to work on the ice to repair some things with, the being fresh for tomorrow. So that's what we did today. It was a good work day. I mean, once it's done, you realize you've addressed some things, worked on things, and I guess we'll see tomorrow how it translates. We just, need to be better in certain areas, and we'll find out tomorrow at noon, how it worked out.
Kevin Paul DuPont.
Butch, can you give us an idea of Tenorti's game and how high up in the pairings you can use him? Just what's his toolkit?
Well, he's a first-round pick to Montreal a few years ago, and he's a bigger guy, stay-at-home guy. The numbers offensively aren't, are obviously tilted more towards a stay-at-home guy. So there's a big body that could complement, McAvoy if that's the way we go against top lines. Lozon did that job. Z did that job, and they're obviously those 3 guys are not exactly the same, but they're bigger bodies that can be shut down guys. So I'm not saying he's going to go in the first pair, Kevin, because we haven't seen him yet, but he is that type of defender who could find a lot of usage in our back end right now because we lack that. Obviously, Grizz, puck mover when he's back. Zaborov's more of the puck moving guy. Vac, we're still learning. He's a little bit of a hybrid guy. So I think until he's here, it's not really fair where we could play him. But as long as there's guys continue to be out of the lineup, then there's opportunity for him to the sky's the limit type of thing, right? If other guys aren't healthy. So it'll be a little bit on him to see what he can bring.
And back to Kevin just for a minute. you told us where he is. Where's his head? Is he disappointed, frustrated?
Yeah, he was disappointed that he had a setback. He's put in a lot of hard work, made it through a good, I guess, month at least anyway, and had very minor issues, day off here or there, more out of maintenance, and then it kind of flared up on him. So we're all keeping our fingers crossed. Medically, there's been nothing that says, hey, this guy's going to be out for an extended period of time. I think this is just a little bit of what happens after a couple surgeries that may need time. Well, it does need time to calm down, and to what extent, I don't know. But yes, he wanted to be back in the lineup. Felt he was doing everything he could to get back, was playing well, doing his job, contributing, and then to have the setback, I mean, it affects you mentally. But we're trying to keep it as positive as possible with him. And again, hopefully it's just a one and done thing, and he's ready to go soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jimmy Murphy.
Hey,
I think we lost you, Jimmy. Can you hear us?
how about now? You got me?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry about that. Going back to Tenorti, did you ever play against his dad?
I would have, I think, in the minors. Where did he play? He was a Western League guy, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Lethbridge, I think.
Okay, so I wouldn't have played against the junior. I thought maybe in the minors. Was he a first round pick of the Rangers or Minnesota Rangers? What did he? Those his teams? Do you know? Minnesota. So I think he might have been in Kalamazoo when I was a young guy. That maybe the start of his career, or got sent there for conditioning or something. Bigger guy, I remember, big heavy guy, hard to play against. So I would have. I think that's where it was.
Yeah, Kalamazoo 88-89. That's what.
Oh, definitely.
According to Hockey TV.
That would have been Saginaw or Indy. Saginaw that year. Chicago's team was down there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nice. And just, his son obviously plays a bit of that style too, right? I mean, would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, being in Nashville, I haven't seen him a lot recently. And, until yesterday, I wasn't aware that, he was available. So that's our pro scouts. They dig into that. They have more input and say, and they follow those guys, especially those guys out West, a lot more. When he was with Montreal, I don't know how much he played against us. But at the end of the day, for what I'm told, Jimmy, and again, I'm just kind of repeating that he, could be a bigger body guy that we're lacking a little bit now, a little bit stiffness in front of the net, help on the PK. Don't anticipate him being a power play guy at all, but give us some of that stiffness that we're lacking right now.
Last question, Chris
Thanks.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, you've talked obviously a lot about the injuries on the back end. And do you see that being, the main rationale for what's taken place? And you've also talked about having a couple too many passengers too amongst the forwards. Is there anything you pinpoint over the last couple of games that could rectify where you're at?
Well, if we're just going to look at the two games, right? Because I personally thought we started to slip a bit here in New York the last time up here.
Right.
We won the games, but they were very even games that could have went either way. We go into New York and lose, and then we Jersey at home. So we're starting to slip a little bit our overall game, managing pucks, defending, being hard in front of our net, being hard in front of their net. So we go into Philly and we rectify, Tahoe, obviously, and get some goals. And, you feel like, okay, that's good, some offense. And then, we come back, and New York, we were right there. We were right there, Chris. And it's a 2-2 game, 15 minutes to go. And, a younger guy, in front of our net, lacks a little urgency. It's going to happen. And all of a sudden it kind of snowballed. And again, New York the other night, it's 2-1 in the second period. I thought we found our game. And then, we go to the penalty box, questionable call, and we win a face-off, don't get it clear, and it's in our net, and the next one rattles off our foot and it's in our net. So we lose our focus a little bit after getting scored on. So part of that is on the coaching staff to get the guys back in the game. Hey, let's stay in the game. Focus as part of the leadership group to send the same message. And part of it is on the player to understand there's still a lot of hockey left. We've come back a lot this year, so that's a disappointing part that it's gotten away from us. So I don't know if I'm answering your question, but that's essentially what happened the last two games. So we don't feel like we're completely out of it and everything's a mess. We just feel that our game has slid the last 2 weeks. Why? Some of it is the injuries. We've missed some guys in the back end that we rely on, but other guys are here that are, guys that can play in the NHL. So they just got to, fill in and stay within themselves. Be a little cleaner. I think what's happened back there is they're trying to force the issue, do a little too much. Just be cleaner, do your job. And then the forwards and the goaltenders have to understand that, yes, these guys, some of them are younger and they're still learning their way. So we need an extra save at the right time, secondary scoring at the right time. And that's where we're at right now. So when I say passengers, I guess what I meant is a couple of forwards have to pull a little harder on the rope, knowing where we are. And that's what our team has done over the years. It's picked each other up, different areas to be a team. And that's the challenge we have going forward.